Hello, hello, happy Friday. It is, what is it? April 26th, my gosh. A lot of stuff has happened. So, I'm back. Been off for a few weeks working on a few different projects. Wanted to make this quick video about something that I'm pretty passionate about, which is time management. Time management versus priority management. And I think you'll be in for a real treat. So this is gonna be very, very special. And if you stay till the end, I'm gonna have a special prize for those who stay till the end on this call, okay? Also, just got off my video with the higher levels team. So twice a week, I work as kind of a consultant and a career coach for higher levels. So it's the tech sales bootcamp that I recommend. And I recommend you check out the description, check it out. If you use that link, number one, there's two in-depth, I do 2 hours a week of kind of going in-depth on your resume, LinkedIn, cover letter. It's like having a one-on-one with me. But also if you use that link, you get a one-on-one. You get a free one-on-one with me, and you can use that as a mock interview. It's a huge asset to have in your back pocket for when interviews are coming up. So strongly recommend checking that out. But going back to time management. So you only have so much time during the day. You only have so much time. We all have 24 hours in a day. And you have to make sure that you are putting emphasis on the right activities to get you the best results. It's basically the same idea as like the ROI philosophy. What is your return on investment? You only have so much time, and time is your biggest asset. So you want to make sure you're investing in the right activities that are going to give you the right results, okay? So we're going to talk about this, and a little bit, another tip is in the tech field, they call OKRs, objectives and key results. There's a great book, I think it's Measure What Matters, where in the tech community, this is like required reading. And if you put also OKRs on your resume, that's a little subtle hint that you speak the same vocabulary. So I would strongly recommend you do that in kind of your skill set section of your resume. Okay, OKRs, objectives, key results. But why is this so important? Well, it's like how carpenters do it. You measure twice, you cut once. The most successful people in the world plan their day and work their plan. They plan religiously, okay? Big key tip is to plan, ideally, the night before. You plan the night before, you write down your to-dos, and then in the morning you reassess and you add anything that you might have missed, you reorganize it. But I'm gonna talk you through a few different things that have worked for me. One method in specific, something I strongly recommend, is called the Pomodoro Method. Okay, it's a special method. I'll include a link below that goes to a Forbes article that I think is very effective to break this down if you want more information. But the Pomodoro Method is a way of using time management with extreme focus. Okay, so yes, let's talk about that. Strongly recommend, number one, you want to make sure you're writing down a action item list. You're writing down your to-dos. Don't just have them in your head. You want to get them on paper or write them in your, I write mine in my OneNote. I kind of do both. I write them down the night before, and then in the morning I write them down in my notebook or my OneNote on my computer as a way of like, all right, here's the prioritization. So you make a list. Think of things that you need to do today. Think of things you need to do throughout the week. And then think of things that you need to do throughout the month or over the next couple months, okay? When you look at that list, you're gonna put them into categories, quadrants, okay? Categories are quadrants, okay? And you're gonna put them in A's, B's, and C's. A's are the ones that you need to get done today. They're the highest priority. We wanna put emphasis on the highest priority ones. Now, not everything's an A priority. You should limit this to basically 2 to 6. I would say not going more than 7, okay? So you put it on like less than 7 A priorities. B's are the other ones, the other to-dos that need to be done maybe this week. They're second priority. C's are the ones that are like this month or when I get a chance to get to them, they're on the list, right? I have a lot of house chores that my wife likes me to do that I put in the C category. Anyway, and then versus A's. A's include, hey, I have, and this is true, like for today, I had my tech sales ascension meeting in the morning, right? I have my work stuff I have to do. I have to get these things done. We had interviews that we had to conduct. I have a one-on-one that I have to do at the end of the day. And these are my A priorities that I have to work on. So you want to make sure you're separating those, and you want to write them in order of importance, okay? Strongly recommend, ideally you do this with a pencil and paper. If you can't do it in a computer, that's fine. Pencil and paper is a little bit better. And then, okay, so the Pomodoro Method, how do you do this? You want to make sure that you're sectioning your day into 2-hour windows. So usually, like if you have an 8-hour day, that means I put them in like 4 2-hour slots. And this is where it's like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this 2 hours on that first A priority, okay? I'm gonna put all my focus to getting this done. And usually for me, it's like the morning, the first 2 hours of the morning is like, I'm gonna make sure that all the priorities are done and I'm putting extreme focus. So then you break up your day into kind of 4 parts, 2-hour windows, 2-hour segments, okay? Hope you follow me so far. After that, you identify the first task. What is the first A priority that I have to do? What is the first one I want to get done in the morning? You set a timer for 25 minutes. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Put on music if you have to or whatever. Usually the first 25 minutes of the day for me is like checking offer letters and in meetings, getting the emails, things like I make sure that everything's moving in my funnel the right direction. So first 25 minutes, hit play or what is it, on or timer, and then you go for it, okay? You focus on that one task. You don't let anything distract you. Usually I put my phone, honestly, in airplane mode. Like I have call blocks, but like otherwise I have it in airplane mode or silence mode to make sure I'm focusing on that one task. After the timer goes off, take a break. 5 minutes. 5 minutes only though. You get some water, stretch around, I work from home, so I'm like walk around the house, walk outside, it's a beautiful day, got my coffee. Okay, and then you repeat that. 25 minutes, 5 minutes off, 25 minutes, 5 minutes off. After 2 hours, after 2-hour window, okay, ideally that task got done, but after 2 hours, you take a 20-minute break. Okay, you take a little bit longer of a break. You take a little bit of a bit of a rest. In my situation, usually what I like to do is like 2 hours of focus working. That 20 minutes, I actually go outside. I'm into health and wellness, so I do some earthing, do some meditation and qigong and stuff like that. I have maybe a little bit more coffee. I let the dog out, things like that. Then I focus another 2 hours on those 25 minute, segments. Lunchtime, for me, I don't really always take like a whole hour. Usually for me, it's like a half hour. You can take a whole hour, but sometimes for me, it's like a half hour, focus on my lunch and focus on maybe some other things, maybe read a little bit or look at something. And then 2 hour, another window. And then that final one, I take the dog for a walk for 20 minutes. Okay, and I listen to a podcast. And then the last 20 minutes. So you break it up into these quadrants, and by 25 minute, like kind of, it's almost like interval training in your workout. All right, I'm gonna do a HIIT workout. 25 minutes, focus. Just focus on that one task, getting it done, okay? Action. So, very important to do. I guarantee if you start doing this for 30 days and start building the discipline and the habit within your system, you're gonna start getting things so much more done. It's gonna be ridiculous. And then, and by the way, yeah, so I posted a little bit about this on my LinkedIn yesterday. And by the way, anybody who I train on my team, SDRs, BDRs, recruiters, sources, assistants, I make sure they learn this system. And I had some friends who were like old people I used to train, one recruiter and one SDR specifically that were like giving me the thumbs up, like, yep, I know you do. So definitely do this point, okay? Now, going on to other things that you can do. Goal setting is very, very important. You should be writing down your goals, okay? I can't stress this enough. Every successful person writes down their goals, okay? Write it, and if you want a specific thing, white paper, blue ink. There's a reason behind it, but just trust me on this before getting into all the reasons. White paper, blue ink, write down your goals. What are your goals, your objectives, your dreams, all those things, okay? What are the things that you want to accomplish over the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 to 5 years, 20 years, okay? Write them down and do this process, I would recommend, once a month. or once a quarter at the minimum. But you write this down, okay? Write it down. And then what you want to do is you want to reverse engineer from like a certain deadline, okay? For the 20 years or the 2 to 5 years, you don't need to have a deadline. But for the ones that you want to accomplish in the next 6 months to 2 years, that kind of window, you should have a deadline. By this stage, this is where I want to be in life. This is where I'm going. You know, I was talking to a few of the students, they want to have this certain certification. It's like, okay, that's a very that's not 20 years down the road. That's not like I want the Beverly Hills mansion type dream. That's definitely something you could get done in 6 months. So let's set that as a deadline and work our way backwards. You have to reverse engineer. Okay, so reverse engineer. Like, what actions do I need to do daily, weekly, monthly to make sure I hit it by this deadline? Now, the thing is, for your goals, you want to make sure there's a challenge. There has to be a bit of an urgency. There has to be a bit of like, all right, this is going to be a bit challenging, but I think I could do it. It has to be believable. There's a sweet spot of it has to be a challenge to make you a better person. But definitely enough where it's definitely something you can achieve. It's something you can hit. It can't be so like, oh my God, it's a sacrifice. Oh, I hate this. It's got to be something that is going to motivate you to move, to kind of tap into that reason. Why am I going through this? You have to have the strong why. Okay. So this is a good example. I was watching a video. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a Netflix documentary, which I highly, highly recommend, which breaks this down. He got motivated to become Mr. Olympia. He knew it wasn't going to be overnight. It was going to take him like 5 years at the minimum. So he planned out, here's the competition I want to be at this time down the road 5 years from now. Here's exactly what I have to do on a daily basis to reach it. And he broke down reps, all that stuff. Sorry, I'm like going to sneeze. Excuse me. And the people, and then I was listening to another one with Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback of all time. And he talked about this too, where he was not a prodigy. He wasn't anything special. He wasn't a Tiger Woods style. He was a good quarterback, but he was an average quarterback back in high school and college. And his thing was every kind of couple years, he would focus on becoming the best version of himself, the best skill sets he has. And I saw in another article that his journal was mapped out with exactly breakdown by every half an hour and every day, broken down every half an hour. It was so regimented but he knew like if he followed this plan of attack, these action steps, by this time he'd be even better and then better and then better. Matthew McConaughey gave a speech at an Oscars, and I recommend checking out that speech. He talked about it. A lot of people think it was ego. It's like his hero was the person he would become 5 years down the road. And after he got there, it would be another 5 years. If you see, all of them have a goal setting tendency. So you want to make sure you do that, okay? Like myself right now, I'm actually doing a half Ironman in 2 months. Okay, I have race day. I know when the race is. I've committed to it because I've paid for it. And then I got to know that every day this is what I have to do. Every week, here's the benchmarks I have to do to get up to speed and prepare for it. All right? It's not my first rodeo, so I know how to do it. But do you see how there's kind of a common theme here for this? So strongly recommend, not just time management, but priority management. Also do priority management, do the Pomodoro Method on a daily basis. It's going to help you focus. Do this goal setting to really help you kind of like basically get going to get what you want out of life. So I hope this really helps. Finally, okay, so for those that made it to the end, special thing for you. In the last couple of weeks, I decided to develop an ebook. It's called How to Get a Winning Job Offer. Okay? How to get a winning job offer. So the gift is, if you're watching this, and if you've been a supporter and a subscriber, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. As a gift, by Monday, it's right now April 26th. By Monday, midnight Pacific time. So you got about 4 days. If you write to me, you get that ebook absolutely free. No ifs, ands, and buts. No trying to sell you on anything else. That's it. You can have it. It's yours for free. There's a lot of content in there. how to job hunt effectively, how to look for the right career effectively, how to negotiate your job offer. A lot of stuff that I've inputted on, like kind of just things that I think are good. It also shows my own day-to-day breakdown on how I focus and things like that. I don't know if it's that part's an appendix, just like if you want information on stuff that's helped me. And after my career of being in talent acquisition for 12 years, as well as in sales, I've been an account executive. I've been lucky in a lot of areas, but a lot of effort too on how to do this. All that's in there as to the best of my ability. And if there's more updated versions I'm gonna do in the future, you'll get those automatically too. So that's for free, completely free. After that, if you're watching this a year from now, sorry guys, offer's off the table at that point. But starting price, I'm gonna make it $30. It's a hell of a good deal. It's a hell of a freaking good deal compared to 12 years of my life into one thing. And I think right now we have it around like 30 to 40 pages. So it's not like a book, but you know, it's a condensed version of a good blueprint to follow and a step-by-step. There's also some videos in there too to kind of help out. I think I'm a little bit better on video than sometimes writing, but this is going to give you extra templates. One of the biggest things is it gives you a link to my personal resume. So my premium resume, the resume that I use when I job hunt. This is something I don't share often. Please don't abuse it. But yeah, it's a way that you can use it as a template for your own resume, okay? It's taken from seeing, you know, over 100,000 resumes through my career. So hope that helps. Hope this information has been valuable. I'm gonna send that out there, and then if you're watching this over the next 4 days, message me, and if you message me before midnight on Monday, you get a free ebook, and you can use it as you will. All right, guys, take care, and happy Friday. Cheers.